Hi, I'm Dan from RealMax Software, and as always, I'm going to show you what's new in RapidWeaver Elements this week. Now, I've put together this little site here. It's kind of based on a to-do list. You may be familiar with this to-do list if you've been following RealMax for a long time. It might look familiar. But anyway, I put this together because I think it's going to be a good way to show off some of the things we've been working on. So I'm going to go ahead and select this title here, and I wanted to take a look at the color element. So before, if I wanted to change this from red, I would use to click across and it would slide in this other big view to browse up and down the colors. And that, after using that a while, that felt a bit cumbersome. We thought it would be good, but it turned out it didn't feel that great. And that's kind of what building software is like. We want to get this stuff right. So sometimes it's trial and error. And what you think is going to be a good idea turns out not to be. So anyway, we've got these colors and you want to pick something from that's set up in your theme. So now I can just click on the end and then I get a nice list of colors here and I can just pick, and there we go, and it picks them, and it will remember the shade as well. So if I pick that one and come down here, then it sticks on that shade for me. So I know, because I want that to be a light color, and I can just click it back like that. So this is a really nice fast way to pick colors, and these are all set up in the Theme Studio. So I've got my default theme colors there, and I've got a bunch of new colors, and if I add some here, there, that's one. Let's just call that one coffee, and let's do another color. We'll do a green there, and we'll just call that one grass. So now I've created these colors in here, and you can see there's all my colors. So those are the primary colors there, like the master colors straight down there. And if I close this and now go back here, you can see those colors I've created are in here, and I can create as many of those as I want. So I could have hundreds in there if I really wanted to. And to find those colors, I can just start typing like that, and it filters them. So this is really important. This is something we're building into all of RapidWeaver, this search, because we've got search here, and we've got search in here, and there's search here. So we know projects, search here, and if you've got a lot of files, so there's none in this project, but if you did, it's really important for us that when these projects grow in size, you have an easy way to filter those things down and find what you're looking for. So those are all my colors, and it's super easy to change these. Just highlight a thing, go there, and I can just pick the color I want. Now, so this is very nice if you want a specific set of colors, because I know this was some of the feedback. People saying, well, I just want to pick some colors. I don't want all those shades either side. Well, this kind of feature is for you, because you can specify exactly the colors you want, and you can just pick from them from the list. But for those that want a bit more power, this feature really comes into its own, because here I'm using the same red. I'm using that red color I chose, but it's I'm using different shades of it, and it gives us this nice look. And the important thing about that is, rather than having to change all these colors individually, I can obviously go up here, pick the red primary color, and then I can just scroll around like this, and it changes everything, just all on the fly like that. So that's my primary color changing there. If you've been following along since the beginning, you'll have seen this kind of stuff before, but this is so powerful, this. And I wanted to show how this extends a bit further, this Theme Studio stuff and these colors, because in here we've set up some styles. So I've got a title style, and on my text, on my to-do items, I've given them a style of to-do, and I've also got some custom padding on my task item. So each of these boxes here, you can see, if I just change that to large, let's change that to extra large there. You can see, so I'm just modifying one item here, and that's on Excel. But if I put it back to tasks, because that's what these are all using. So because they're shared, because these are all using shared properties, it makes it very easy to change the look of this. So if I go into here, we've looked at the color, so let's quickly change the color. So you can see that it looks like this, and then we'll quickly change that to something like that. That'll do. And then we can go into our spacing, and we saw I had the tasks, and that's the spacing on here. So if I increase this, you can see just live, it just resizes like that. I can make it really tight. And each of these items is responding to that. So it's, you know, you could imagine this spread out through a whole entire site. And if you want to tweak that spacing, it's super easy to do that. And I've also got my gap spacing here, and that is the gap between these items. So if I just add that, then I can do this, and I can very easily change the complete look of this. So before, you know, it was red and it was a lot bigger, and there were no gaps in between the items. And now it looks like this, and I can go into my font styles, and there's the title there. So I can change the size of this and the look, just like that, which is very nice. Let's make that a bit bigger. I can change the weight and things like that. And the to-do items, so if I want to make the size of them smaller, you know, so I can, oh, actually I want it to be this small, and I can then go in and change the spacing and make my tasks smaller and the gap between them smaller. You know, so very quickly we're playing around with the style, and we're not having to go into each item and update each item. We're just doing this globally, and this becomes the bigger your site, the more powerful this is. So that's kind of a bit more about the colors and how all that ties in. That's really nice stuff. Now, we looked at the animation last week. So I've got these, I've got a little layer animation on each of these sections. Let's go over to preview. And you can see there, as I roll over them, they all have the same little animation, and it's really nice. And what we can do, rather than, if we want, because I know before people were saying, well, I want these things to animate, I want them all to animate in as I scroll or the page loads or something. And we thought about that, and we thought one really nice place to put that is in the grid element, because you often want to do a grid of objects, and when you're scrolling over a page, you kind of want them to fade in and slide in, and this is a really popular thing to want to do. So we've added this animate items here. This is on the grid, and this will affect all the items in the grid, so all those grid items. So right now I've got it set to zoom in up, and if I go to preview, now they all zoom in, and I can change that to fade in up. So when the page loads or you scroll into it, you'll see that animation. So zoom in up, I quite like that one. Oh, there we are. So super nice that. And let me hop over here. I've got another page here, and this is kind of to show you it happening as you scroll in. So if I scroll down here, let's see. I'm still this is one of the problems with Elements, and I think we're going to have to make it more obvious when you're in edit and preview mode, because I thought I was in preview then, but I'm still in edit here, obviously, because I've got the highlight. So if I go over to preview mode, because the animations aren't going to work in edit mode, because you don't want them to keep on showing as you're trying to edit them. So now when I scroll down, you can see they just pop in like that. And again, I can go back to my grid, and let's go back there, and I could get them to fade in. Oh, let's change it to something different. Fade in down. So now as I scroll, you'll see them just kind of fade in there. But I kind of like that one. Zoom in up, that's quite nice. Yeah. So there you go. So very quickly, you know, and with this is applying to all of these grid items. So anything, let's go back to edit mode a minute. So anything in here, like if I add another row, and we've seen this before, add another row, and let's just put a section in there. So I've got another row in there, and if I go back over to edit and keep scrolling, it's automatically applied it to it. So anything in there, this is so powerful and so easy to do. So that was just a quick look at a couple of the things we've been working on. this week. So we're really, we're really making progress. And as this stuff is all coming together, it's getting so powerful and it's so exciting. But we really need to push on, and we're going to try and polish up and get to a beta soon. So I don't know when that will be, because development takes time, but that is the goal we're working to. And hopefully every week you're seeing these things go in, and the polish and the attention to detail that we're putting in here, because this is a massive, absolutely massive project. And it's, I think the power here is the potential is phenomenal on what we're building here. So I hope you can wait a little bit longer for the beta. It will be worth it. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and do let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, let me know if there's anything you would like me to demo, or things you think you haven't seen in here yet. But either way, let me know what you think, and I will be back next week with another video as always. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Cheers, bye.